In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to my favorite season in the nursery, and that is plant propagation season. Summertime is here. The weather's warm. All of my plants have put on a lot of new growth, which means it's time to start taking cuttings and start making hundreds and hundreds or thousands of baby plants for next year. This year I'm needing to make some slight modifications to my propagation area so I have plenty of shade, because shade is a crucial part of the process, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So come along with me and I'm going to show you what's new in the nursery propagation area this year. Just a quick look at this dogwood tree. You might wonder why I'm showing you this, but this dogwood tree died mostly over the winter, and see, just no leaves to speak of, and it provided a great deal of my shade for my propagation. So without that shade, I'm having to build my own. So we're going to cut a few boards and just build a simple little frame here to lay some shade cloth over, and we'll be ready to get started. Now we've taken a few minutes to just set up this simple little 2x4 framing here, and it's about 4 feet by 8 feet approximately. And we're going to take a shade cloth and lay over it to shade this area below it where my mist propagation system will run through the summer, at least through about maybe September, to start rooting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plants. And this is really the key to propagating massive numbers of plants in a nursery, is having a mist propagation system. So let's go ahead and get this set up. All right, just whenever you're ready, just watch your step and go slow. Take your time. Just going down. Okay. We'll just get it right up here on the top when you get down. Okay. There you go. Pull it over. All right, let's do a little overlap. Let me pull this to me a little, and you pull your end that way a little bit, and let it pull it on down. Okay. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. How much are you hanging down? Okay, I think that's probably good on your end. Okay. And we'll do something about like that and keep that bright morning sun out of there. Okay. On this end. Pull it tight. It's still pull it tight, and let's just see how it looks pulled tight. There you go. Oh yeah. Looks good. All right, very good. Okay. And here's the finished shade product. About 20, maybe 30 minutes. Just some boards with shade cloth doubled over it. The only reason for doubling the shade cloth is just because it's gigantic and it makes it small, but the sunlight coming through will put our plants for propagation underneath there. They don't need much sunlight at all, if any, anyway, right in their beginning stages, so we're not worried about that. So this will be where we get plant propagation started this season. Now for mist propagation, you need a water source, and the green hose here that comes down comes over to a solenoid valve, which is wired into a controller, and the controller allows me to set the mist for X number of seconds, for X number of minutes, however many times an hour, and then the mist sprays out of these mist heads right here. There's one here, and then there's one right down there, and the plants that are under them do some kind of plant magic, just absolutely amazing, and they root very, very, very well under this setup. So now I have the mist system set up. It's ready to go. Got the new shade, got the new frame, and the plants that I'm propagating in the mist this summer will be just fine. As of right now, I'm setting the mist to run for 6 seconds every 10 minutes. And for this time of year, it's still somewhat cool, still a little early in the season, and with heavy shade. Sorry. 6 seconds of mist will take your breath on a cool day like this. In 6 seconds, that's enough to keep the plants damp without keeping them soaked. And in about 10 minutes is about how long it takes them to dry back out, just in time to get blasted with another shot of mist. And that's the basis behind mist propagation, is leaving those unrooted cuttings, those fresh green unrooted cuttings, moist but not soaked so they can grow roots before they dry out, so they don't wilt, and they keep a nice amount of moisture and in a timely manner across the course of the daylight and during the heat of the day without being burned up in the heat. The plants that I'm starting my first round of propagation this year is limelight hydrangeas. Let me show you those. This is the limelight hydrangea, which is an absolutely fabulous hydrangea, and this is the first time I've ever propagated them under mist, being as they just came off of patent at the beginning of this year and can only legally be propagated now. So hydrangeas are super, super easy to propagate under mist. I've got 50 of them in this tray here, and at least 45 of them will root. Sometimes you go 50 for 50. You never know, but you don't know unless you try. But this is the way that nurseries, whether a backyard nursery or a giant commercial nursery that's producing hundreds of thousands of plants, this is the way that they primarily do massive numbers of propagation when it comes to shrubs, perennials, evergreens, you name it. Mist is the way to go. Well, I hope this little overview is helpful to you, at least enough to pique your interest and pique your curiosity. And what is this thing called mist propagation? It'll change the way that you think about propagating plants, and even you and your backyard nursery can do massive numbers of plants, more than you ever thought you could. This is Savvy Dirt Farmer. I hope all of you watching are having a great day today. I hope to see you next time.